I'm Samantha Steed, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to talk about a more serious subject, and if you're not into that, you can click off, it's fine. I wanted to talk about growing up and living with a chronic illness. I was really not wanting to film a video like this. I didn't want people to think that I was throwing a pity party or trying to make people feel bad for me, because I'm not. I was just noticing that there's not a lot of talk about living with a chronic illness, and much less talk about living with chronic Lyme disease. And that's what I have, which has caused multiple different types of chronic symptoms that I've had to live with for a very long time. I wanted to really make this video after I really about an hour ago was trying to look up facts for this video, and I was reading and trying to find information, and there really just wasn't much information on living with a chronic illness and how to feel better about it and how to feel stronger and empowered living with something that you think about all day long. Living as a teenager, have had to let go of a lot of things that other teenagers have had the ability to live with. Going out, going to parties, and I'm not saying that I don't do those things, because I do every now and then, but I can't join a sports team. I have had to stop playing guitar because my fingers hurt, or I can't do dance because this and that. And I'm not trying to make people feel bad for me in any way. I just want people who are living with a chronic illness to know that they're not alone, especially if you are a child or a teenager, because it can feel very lonely. I have had to come to terms with the fact that I'm sick, and I've had to come to terms with the fact that I'm different from everybody else, and I've also had to come to terms with the fact that no one really knows what I'm going through. And when someone sees me, they see a normal teenager, they see someone who is a little bit shorter and goofy and quiet, and that's what they see. They don't see my chronic and deliberating fatigue. They don't see my back hurting to the point to where I can't get out of bed, or my paralysis for 30 minutes laying on the couch to where I can't get up. They don't see that. They see a 17-year-old girl who is just like everybody else, when really it's not like that. I wanted to make this video for everyone who isn't living with a chronic illness, so they understand that you can't just look at someone and make a statement, or you can't just completely just come up with your idea about them, because you never know. It doesn't matter if you are living with a chronic illness, if you have a bad situation at home, if you're going through something with a relationship. You never know what somebody's going through, so please don't make an accusation so quickly. Living the way I do get told that I need to go outside more, I need to exercise more, and yes, those things are true, but they don't understand how hard it is for me to get out of bed every day, or how hard it is for me to go out to a movie or go out and play at the park. And yes, I love to do those things, but also they're so hard for me to do, and I want people to know that there's so many people like me out in the world, and they look perfectly fine. I just want people to know that there are people all around the world who are going through the same thing, and living as a teenager different from people who don't have to worry about these things is very lonely. I wanted people to know that there was someone that they could come to. Try to show that it's okay to be open and vocal about your situation, because it's really hard for me to talk about what I go through, just because I don't like people to feel bad, or I don't want people to think that I'm being dramatic. And yes, I do get comments like that, like I need to look on the bright side, I need to look at things that are good and not look at things are bad. But when something is beating you down every second of the day, it's really hard to look at the good things. And I'm not saying I don't have good things, but the feeling that chronic illness puts on you, it's chronic. It stays every day, every night, every second. You wake up and you think about how you're going to get through the day, or you wake up or you go to sleep and you're like, I don't know if I can go to sleep. Someone living with chronic fatigue can feel so tired to the point to where you start to cry and you can't go to sleep. It's impossible to fall asleep, but you're so tired. Please don't beat someone down for the way they feel because they can't help it. Please don't tell somebody that their illness is fake. Please don't tell somebody that their hurt is dramatic or the way that they speak about it is wrong, because it's not true. I wanted to make a video because I've always been scared to speak out about the way it feels to live with my condition. I just felt that there wasn't enough people speaking up for us in our community, not just with Lyme disease, but with every other disease, MS, ALS, everything. It's so hard to live this way, but we will get through. I know that one day I'll be able to play a sport, or I'll be able to plan a trip out of town without trying to get around the fact that I am losing my sense of memory and fatigue, and I have to plan around that, and one day I won't have to anymore. But for now, I just want you to know that you're not alone, and you have somebody, and you have a community of people who are just like you and who know what it feels like. For people who aren't sick, please just understand that you can't beat somebody down for their illness or their condition because you don't know what it feels like. And if you do, have sympathy, have empathy, feel for that person, because it takes over your entire life. Please, if you're a therapist, if you're a doctor, please don't tell that person that there's nothing wrong with them or that they're just being dramatic about their illness, because trust me, I've gotten it from everybody, and it doesn't end. And just because you can't see an illness doesn't mean it's there. Just because you can't see something happening doesn't mean it's happening. And it's just so sad to see teenagers and grown-ups and children dying from the fact that they don't have help and they don't have people on their side to believe them. It shouldn't get to the point where you feel like you have to take your life because no one will help you. It's extremely devastating every time I hear a new case of someone taking their life because doctors won't believe that they're sick, or therapists won't believe that there's something wrong with them, and they just blame it on the fact that they're sad. That's not okay. For me, specifically, I have grown up since I was in first grade with this illness. I was diagnosed when I was 12 years old with chronic Lyme disease, and I was born with it. I know that I'm going to get comments saying that you can't be born with chronic Lyme disease, or you can't be born with Lyme disease, I'm sorry. But you can. It's just a fact. It's been stated. It's been proved. I'm not trying to start an argument or anything. I'm just asking you to do your research thoroughly before you off somebody's opinion or fact about something, because it hurts. It hurts when someone tells you that you're being too dramatic or you're making up something that's wrong with you. It hurts. It hurts really bad. I do have a history with PTSD, and that's where all my doctors go to. I come in with a backache and arthritis and memory loss, and they tell me it's because I'm sad or because I deal with a history of family with obsession or alcoholism, and that's the reason that I am the way I am, and that's not true. I have been told that by therapists, I've been told that by psychiatrists, and I've been told that by professional doctors in the field of chronic illness, and that's extremely upsetting to not only me but to everyone, because I know what it feels like to go to a doctor and be told that it's because you're depressed and that's why your back hurts, or that's why your knees hurt, or that's why you can't remember your birthday, and that's not correct. I just want you to know, if you are sick, that there's someone for you. And it's gonna be okay. I have had to believe that. I even now, I am 17, and I don't know what I'm gonna do after high school, because I am scared to go to college because I don't want to fail out because I can't pay attention to a class. And that's scary, but I know that one day it's going to be better. And please don't give up on your life because you feel like you aren't going to get help, or you don't have any support, because I support you, and there are people out there who believe you. Please do not end everything because you don't think that you're being supported, and you may not be being supported by professionals or doctors, but you're being supported by your community of people who are living with the same things. It's okay if you want to stay in bed all day. It's okay if you say no to a friend and say that you're too tired to go to a movie, and that's okay. Please don't feel like you are being rude or being lazy. That's what I get called all the time, that I'm lazy, and that's why I sleep till 4:30 in the afternoon, because I'm lazy, and the reason I'm tired is because I sleep too much, which, it's not. Just believe that there's someone who believes you, and that you are validated by me and by your community of people who have the same feelings about the way you are as you do. I am thankful for my situation. I have moved away from the things that have caused me to have PTSD, and it's made me a better person. My illness has made me a better person, and that you may say, like, how is that? How could something so awful make you such a better person? But it does. It has made me so grateful for the things that I do have. It's made me grateful for when I can get out of bed and walk. It's made me grateful for the days when I have the slightest bit of energy and I can go for a swim. It's given me sympathy and empathy for others like me, for others going through what they are going through, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. Yes, I have to go through the hardships and the awful feeling of what I go through every day in my entire life, but it has really blessed me with the feeling that also I'm not alone. I have a community that I can go to, and that's so amazing, of people that are just like me or can relate to me, and that's amazing. And I just want you to know that you're not alone with your chronic illness. It doesn't matter if you're 6, it doesn't matter if you're 16 or if you're 60. There are people who believe you in your chronic illness, and it's okay to talk about it. It's okay. Please don't feel like you have to be silent about your situation. I know that was a long rant, and thank you for listening. If you did, if you got through this video, thank you. I'm not gonna be like ever say like and subscribe, because that doesn't sound okay, but please, if you feel like you can, please share this video for others who feel they aren't supported or they can't be loud, and just be prideful in the fact that you're going to be okay one day. Please just share this video if for people who look at you and say that you're okay because you don't look sick or because you look like everybody else. Please just raise your voice in a nice way to tell people that they're not alone, please. I will leave links in the description box of support groups and resources for you to study Lyme disease and chronic illness and living with chronic illness. I will find as many URLs that I can find for your help. Like I said, it's very hard to research something that not many people talk about, but I will do my best. If I can find reference videos, I will. Please remember that it's going to be okay, and you're going to be okay, because you're not alone. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with another video soon, and yeah.